Coming up, is this watch weird or wonderful? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Automatic Reviews. I'm Mark. This week's review is of the very unique Unison model Orbital in Ion Blue. This spacey design is really quite different from most watches out there. But before we get to that, I'd just like to let you know that I put up videos every week, and my goal is to focus on the best watches at all price ranges. If that sounds good to you, then consider hitting that subscribe button. And while you're at it, tap that little bell icon too, so you can be notified each week when my latest video goes up. Also, I hate to be cliche, but if you like this video, please do hit the like button. It takes less than a second and it really helps the channel. A special thank you goes out to Unison for sponsoring this video. However, sponsored or not, as usual, I'll always tell you what I really think. Alright, now let's take a look at this watch. Here's a quick look at the unboxing. The packaging is simple and tidy. I like it. On the front of the outside sleeve, you have the Unison branding. Inside that, you'll find a box which is similarly branded. Popping that open, you find a little insert with a section to store the cards. Very neat. There's an instruction card, as well as a warranty card that really wows us by including time grapher results, which I have confirmed to be accurate. You don't normally see that in this price category. Underneath that, you find the watch, wrapped around a piece of foam and wrapped in plastic. Additionally, the bracelet is wrapped in plastic, and there's also a piece of plastic protecting the case back. Inside the case, we also find a screwdriver for adjusting the bracelet. I did also receive this Unison pin and this alligator patterned blue leather strap, which normally comes as an add-on for only about $20 US. The 316L stainless steel case and bracelet are a mixture of brushing and polishing. The watch is 40mm across and 13.4mm thick, including the domed crystal. It's 45mm lug to lug, and it has a lug width of 20mm. It has a signed screw-down case back and a signed two-tone screw-down crown, which has a very unusual conical shape. More on that later. Powering the watch here is the Miyota 9039 movement, ticking away at 28,800 beats per hour, and featuring a 42-hour power reserve. Here's a quick lume shot. This watch features Swiss BGW9 lume. The dial of this watch is mostly brushed silver and is surrounded with a nice blue section which appears to be anodized. And in between the two are the indices, which are polished silver knobs, sitting in this intricate recessed lume track. The spiral logo is machined and finished in gold. The only dial printing is the high contrast chapter ring, which is neatly executed. The hour and minute hands are blued and almost tuning fork shaped, with little blasted silver lume-filled oblong shapes attached. Very unusual. The seconds hand is also blue, with a yellow, lumed lollipop tip. Covering it all up is a sapphire crystal, which appears to be double-domed and has an AR coating applied. Surrounding the dial is a bezel with a moderately smooth polished finish. Water resistance is 100 meters. The bracelet is an H-link design, with polished center links and solid end links. Size adjustments are accomplished via a screw-based system. The milled clasp is a butterfly design, which has a closing order due to the nicely designed integrated logo. There is no micro adjust here, but included is a true half link at 5mm, as well as a 3/4 link at 7.5mm to help you dial in your fit. Here it is on my flat profile 7-inch wrist. Adjusted for me, it weighs 144 grams. Also, here it is on the strap they sent along as well, so you can see how that looks. Actually, I really like it on the strap, and it's really nice quality for the money. On the strap, it weighs 72 grams. The current retail price for this watch on Unison's website is 550 Canadian or about 392 US. I'll place a link to their website in the description and you can check it out for yourself. Now let's take a look at what you get for your money. The crown shape, while unique, also means that your finger and thumb pretty much only come in contact with the outer edge when winding or setting the time. It's not painful, but with the contact point having such little surface area, it's definitely an irritating feeling. However, due to the fact that it will only come up during time setting, I will say it's not a massive deal, but I'll still call it a low because the small things do matter. I discovered a problem when I almost finished the edit that needs to be addressed. I was already going to say that. The bracelet, given that it features a butterfly clasp, a truly dialed-in fit might elude some. The inclusion of both half and 3/4 links helps for sure, but there is no on-the-fly adjustment. Also, I recommend using some removable Loctite on your screw threading, as they do seem to loosen with wear. However, I ran into bigger problems. I discovered that a pin that holds the bracelet together near the watch head just fell out. Earlier in the review, I noticed it standing a bit proud, so I tapped it in with a bracelet mallet, and I figured it would be fine as it must be friction fit. But no, it just fell out randomly and I can't even find it. I hate to report this, but based on my experience, this bracelet isn't up to par. The aesthetics here will be massively divisive, I suspect. I actually think a lot of people will have trouble wrapping their head around this design. That said, this is the kind of look that makes more sense the more time you spend with it. It grows on you, and it's anything but boring. However, due to the fact that many won't get it, it's a mid. There are some scratches on this watch already, and you can't hide anything from the macro lens. I usually try to get some good footage with a watch before getting wrist time in, but it's kind of schedule dependent. So yeah, there are some visible scratches here already. That having been said, when you have polished center links, there's always going to be a lot more visible scratches. People are always divided about polished center links, and I find myself on the fence. They do look cool, but they require care and even maintenance that brushed or blasted links don't, so it's a mid. Domed crystals impact AR effectiveness to a degree, but they do add uniqueness. Overall, this one suits the design, but there is a trade-off. Admittedly, the lume doesn't last all that long here, but when it is charged up, it looks super cool. So I am going to list it as a high. I really like it. Every single thing about this watch was designed with intention. Yes, the looks won't be for everyone, but I have to say I very much admire how off the beaten path this watch is. From the buckle, to the crown, to the dial. There are lots of details, all bespoke and all different, and they come to you feeling fully realized. It's great. This is one of those Goldilocks watches that's not too big and not too small. It might sound like they pushed it a bit with the thickness, but that's really just because of the domed crystal. It actually wears really well. I find it quite comfortable. The macros do have flaws. A bit of dust here and there. The clever machining on the logo is imperfect. And yes, there is even a small cloth fiber present, which I wish wasn't the case. But, and this is a big but, none of this is visible with the naked eye. And there is so much that looks beautifully executed at magnification and from a distance. Considering the difficulty level of this dial, they did some pretty clean work here. Even have a look at the hand stack. It's so tight the hour hand almost looks like it's nearly touching the dial. Really slick. This watch has one of the best micro-brand movements out there in my opinion, having a 9000 series Miyota. And it's regulated. That is definitely a high. So I started with a question. Is this watch weird or wonderful? In my opinion, it's both. I have to admit, when I first saw this watch, I really wasn't sure what to think. It just looks like nothing else. The more time I've spent with it though, the more I get it. It's crafted with intention and some pretty premium techniques. It's got an excellent movement, it's very legible, and has some of the coolest lume I've ever seen. And it refuses to be boring. It's really unfortunate about the bracelet though. I think if you're interested in this watch, based on what I experienced, you should plan to wear it on a strap, so that is a pretty big caveat. Addressing the watch head itself, however, I still think there is a lot to like here, despite the issues. There will be some of you who will think this design is just a bridge too far, and I get it, but every time I put it on, I feel like I'm experiencing something genuinely different and fun. My verdict on this one is that, while a little bit weird, it's definitely also a bit wonderful too. How about you guys? What do you think? Do you like this one? Do you want one? Do you already have one? If so, let me know how it's going. What do you guys think about unusual watches? Do you wear them, or do you tend to play it safe? I want to hear about it, guys. Leave a comment below. All right, that's it. That's all. Don't forget to check the description for any relevant links, like where to find this watch on Unison's website. Till next week, bye-bye.